Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at AVAX. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description below you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. So let's get into the price action here. So what we were looking for between basically there was a couple of options we were last looking at. We were looking for the potential of extending out, but we actually came down and broke some of these highs, so it's basically invalidated. So the way I'm looking at this now is potentially that we had a triangle in here, which we did talk about previously, and we were saying that we could have completed this high, or we could have been looking to actually push up one more time. However, we did complete here, so we've got a couple of ways we can look at this move still. We can either look at it as a corrective move up to this zone. Remember, we were talking about this previously. We need to be cautious in this red box area. We're looking for rejection potentially in this zone. So, you know, we were looking out for that. And we were talking about the possibility that we could have a steeper retracement to come down here. And we actually had a flat correction here, which means that sometimes we won't get as deep a move. And it actually came down just above sort of this 382 zone. So came through this 236, so that is viable, that we could argue that that could be a completed move. Alternatively, we could get a move up here and a continuation to push down here, potentially towards this 382 50% zone. We also have a bearish alternative, which we're going to talk about within the video, so make sure you stay tuned so you get all the information. So the way I'm currently looking at this structure is that potentially from here we have this is a B to the upside and potentially this C wave to the downside, which could be completed into this low, and we could actually be starting a move to the upside in a C wave. So this C wave 121 would actually look to target out towards this 3460. Alternatively, this could become a more impulsive move here, but we don't have the structure yet to say that that is playing out. So we need to just be careful, because there is a couple of things we're going to talk about in a second on the bearish count, which can influence how we look at this move. Okay, so within this structure, like I said, we're looking at this potential as an ABC to the downside, which could be complete. Alternatively, it might not be completed, and this could just become a wave. We get a B wave, and we actually push down for a C wave. So what I'm looking for within that, I'm just going to turn this off, is something like this potentially playing out. So looking at this as an A, B, and then looking for this C wave to the downside. As a B wave, there isn't really rules. Technically speaking, this can break this high and actually still break down as a C wave. So we'll have to just monitor the move. I am currently tracking it as a 5-wave structure, but we need to see the additional fourths and fifths come in here. We're going to go over that once again in a second. But effectively, we need to just be careful, because at the moment, we can also just count this like this as a 3-wave move that is completed. So if it is a 3-wave move that's completed, potentially we could actually look to come back down into the support range and then look to push up one more time, but this could then all just be a B wave move. So we'll have to see whether we get these invalidations or whether these support ranges for these fourth waves that we're going to talk about in a second hold. Alternatively, otherwise we could be looking at continuation and a rejection off of this 2136 to this 2231 area. We actually have come back up into this golden pocket area, and we have started to get a bit of a rejection here, but it is also looking for this within a fourth wave. So at the moment, there's nothing concerning about it. It's still within the ranges. But if we do start to break down deeper, you know, and we start to break down below some of these highs, we would invalidate the bullish potential. And bullish potential basically becomes invalidated. When I say bullish potential, I mean on the short term. This 1684, basically this would then invalidate this potential that this move is starting from here. If we do take this low, what I would want to see is finding support in this 1650 to this 1229. So this would be a 382 retracement. This would be 50%. 618, 605, 702, 786. So this would be a zone we'd be looking for that support to come in, to look at this still as a potential A, B, and C to the upside. So this is something that we could see play out where we actually look to break down deeper here. Okay, so let's talk about the internals of this move. So the way I'm currently looking at it is that we have this potential. And I'm going to come down here into a smaller time frame. And what we're looking for here is potential. This is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, potentially a fourth, and then looking for this fifth wave to the upside. So we haven't got this fifth wave yet. So we just need to be a little bit careful here. The structure here is looking like it could potentially extend out, but it hasn't done so yet. So I mean, for the most part, if I come down into this low into there, so we have come down 1618 of this first move here. So we just have to see whether we continue to break down. If we do, however, hold this range, this 1911 zone, then we can potentially still look for this fifth wave to the upside. If we do complete this 5-wave move up here, then what I would be looking for is that additional potential fifth to the upside, looking to potentially target this 2179 to this 2117. Though we need to see how this reacts. Like I said, we have come down to that 1618 zone, so we need to see if this can get some traction back to the upside here, or whether actually it continues to get rejected. So 50% would be this 1984, 786 would be 2015. So basically these high points, we want to see a break back above these highs and then taking this third wave high to sort of confirm this. We also want to see good structure within this. We'd want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Obviously this is not to scale, but something like that in form, so that we could look for this fifth wave target. We also need to be aware that these things can extend out, so we need to just be careful. Like I said, however, at the moment all we have is a 3-wave structure here, so it is possible that this could break down, because we counted this as a 1, 2. It could also just be an ABC, then we get this as a B wave, and then this becomes a C wave, and we look to break down. So if we do break down from our current target area, this yellow box area, this 1854 to the 1754, would be a zone that we could look to actually find support. However, it would potentially invalidate the current structure we have, depending on whether we break this low, the 1792. If we break the 1792, then effectively it would break the structure. However, if we find support above it, it could also be the fact that we are getting further extensions where we get an additional 1 and a 2 here, and then we look to push up. But I mean, we haven't lost this fourth yet, so yeah. So I'm going to carry on looking at it like this for now. If we do get this 5-wave move to the upside, basically we got two options here. We can either look for this potentially as a bigger impulsive move, depending on how high we go and how low we drop for this wave 2. It'll change these target zones, but be looking for something like this as a bigger 5-wave structure here, looking to push to the upside. Alternatively, we could also just get this develop as, if we do form this additional 5-wave move here, we come back down for a B wave, and then we look to only target out that 1-to-1 area, which, like I said, we'd need to be careful, because if we only form a 3-wave move here, it is also possible, you know, this could also still be within a B wave, and then we could still look to break down for a deeper C wave as a 5-wave move, and then potentially look to come back down low into the support zone. So, you know, there's a couple of options here. We're going to have to see how these waves play out, but that's what we're looking for the potential to the upside. For as long as we do hold this 1911 zone, and if we do push up here and then we find retracement and find support back in this region of this previous fourth wave, we can argue that we could see these waves play out, and then we could be looking for this, like I said, either as a 1 or a, and then we look for that B's or a 2. So this is looking for that upside potential. Like I said, losing this 1618 area, sorry, 1684 area would invalidate this potential here. So I'm just going to go back out here now. We're going to talk about this move. So what I'm being cautious of is if we do, because we're talking about a 5-wave structure here, you know, we need to just be careful that it's not actually part of this fourth wave, where we could argue that we could be looking for something like this, where this is actually a running flat, and then we could look for a fifth wave to the downside. So, you know, we need to just be a little bit careful within this. If we do start to break down deep here, you know, it could be an indication that actually we had a flat here, and then we're looking to actually break down deeper within this structure, and looking for a fifth wave lower down. So, I mean, if we had to have a flat in this correction, flat correction like this, effectively what we'd be looking for would potentially be a move down towards this $8.82 to the $6.58, but we'd have to look mainly at how the structure unfolds off of the back of this move here. So, you know, we need to just be aware that if we do start to break down, that would be still a potential option. I am looking though at this as a diagonal to end this fifth wave, and I mean ideally what I'm looking for here is to see either 5-wave structure play to the upside, or alternatively get a bigger A, B, and a C correction, and then go from there as to whether this is just still part of this corrective move and maybe a connector wave, or alternatively this would become an A, we'd get a B, we'd get a C to the upside, and then we'd potentially look to break down at a later date. Okay, so with that being said, this is why I'm currently looking out for this fact that we could see something like this play out. So like I said, for the moment we only have a 3-wave structure here. If this fails to develop 5-wave structure, as well as, so it can actually form 5-wave structure here, where we get a move like this, we actually come back down for a B and we move back up, but fail to take this 2271, you know, and this could then actually still break down for a deeper move here. So this is looking for the potential to start a 5-wave structure to the downside. I'm just sort of going over it now. There's not enough information to say it, and you would have to look at this in you can look at this in two ways. The way I'm currently looking at it is as an expanding diagonal, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So this is possible. We need to see whether we do reject. It's not as common to get an expanding diagonal. This can just as easily be counted as a ABC and then basically a connector wave here and a C. So A, B, and C. So, you know, we need to see how these react around these zones. Should we continue to fail to take this 2271 area, now we can start arguing that potentially we've got a bigger move here. If we take this low here, like I said, we do have that possibility. We can look at this just as an A, a B, and a C and still move down lower. But if we actually start to break down much lower here and start to break past this 1257 zone, you know, this would then lead us into the potential of being able to look for a 5-wave structure here, where we look to actually push right back down into this zone. The problem is a single 5-wave move like this wouldn't really fit the structure unless this was a wave 1, in which case we'd be looking for 1, 2, and then potentially to look to break down. Alternatively, that or this could overextend, and like I said, you know, this, we can argue that we've had a running flat and that we actually look to break down and take these lows. So, you know, we need to just be a bit careful. What else was there? There was one more thing that I wanted to talk about. Oh yes, talking about this potential as well. So this is not my favorite count. I am still looking at it, however, for the potential of just looking for a diagonal pattern here, a bigger diagonal, where we look at this as an ABC, as a wave 1, and still looking for that wave 2 to the upside. Like I said, it's not my preferred count, but it is technically still possible, where we look at this as an A, this could then be a B, we could get this as a C wave, which could be completed here and could actually mean that we're looking to push up for that C wave to the upside. That 1-to-1 would be 29.56. It's important, like I said before, what happens off of the back of this move. You know, if we do form good structure here and we get another push up and we form those additional fourths and fifths, whether we manage to find support here will be an indication whether we can continue to count this in a potentially bullish way. If we fail to do that and we start to break down, start to invalidate those 5-wave structures by taking the highs of the wave 1, you know, then and ultimately the 1684 area, ultimately then we could be looking for that deeper retracement here, and or at a worst case that bigger 5-wave move. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. We're always happy to hear from you, so drop something down there, we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Also in the description below you'll find this link to the Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. Once in the general chat area, just mention a member staff will be happy to help you out. In the description below you'll also find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. Check them out. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Okay everyone, I'm going to leave it there. Have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.